Hello and welcome to Titan Esports Gladiator Summer Split Week 2. I'm Kappa Crusader with I Mute You over on the caster's desk here. Today's matchup is Glacial Equinox versus RAWR. Both of them are 1-0 in their matches thus far. We do have the Flashlist legend Doki FTW himself in this match, followed by Feathers and Fur.
So both these teams are both relatively new to the league, so both new faces. I was a part of the Glacial Esports organization not too long ago before I decided to leave, but not really too familiar with this team because they are the goal team. But I heard they've been doing pretty well in some of the leagues they're in, so I'm looking forward to see how they play.
Alright, and the first bans are coming out on the side of RAWR. We have Gangplank and Yasuo to Glacial Equinox's Rumble. Rumble was played by RAWR last week. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense. The Equalizer makes fights incredibly unequal, if I do say so.
Yeah, I'm looking at their OP.GGs and not too many like flex games or 5v5, so I mean, it makes sense just to ban what they played week 1 or had success with week 1.
Yep, Callista coming down from Glacial Equinox, which don't remember off the top of my head if that was played last week, but say that's okay ban. If they did, Callista can be proven, or can be quite the hassle to deal with in lane. Followed by a Soraka ban from RAWR.
Soraka's becoming one more of a meta pick now. I've seen her top lane against like Orns or like tanks, but her healing's just so annoying to deal with.
I'd have to agree there. Watching somebody go from 25% to 75% health is quite aggravating. The last ban from Glacial Equinox being a Malphite. I don't quite know the OP.GGs for anybody. I don't have them pulled up, but I'd say that's a very team fight heavy comp they've banned out from Glacial Equinox.
Yeah. So it's interesting seeing in this league how none of the true meta or first pick champions are really banned out. Like Graves is open right now. He's like basically king of the jungle. And it's interesting that they're first picking a Cassiopeia. I wonder if they're just going to flex that bot lane and maybe mid lane. So,
And we see Zyra coming out on the side of Glacial Equinox.
Yeah, and I think Glacial Equinox played Zyra bot lane as AD carry last week with a Maokai bot lane. So maybe look for the Maokai here.
The last time I see them playing it was with a Yasuo. I can't tell if that was mid lane or top lane. Either way, or mid lane or AD carry, either way, we have the Ashe coming out from Glacial Equinox. I already like the pick potential just between the Zyra and the Ashe.
Yeah, that's a bot lane C9 has been running forever, and they basically won so many tournaments in North American series with that bot lane of Ashe Zyra.
Right. What else are we going to see? I'm excited already. That being said, though, the Cassiopeia, that miasma, man, getting grounded, having to walk through it, aggravating is all get out.
Yeah, so hook champions are pretty good into Ashe and Zyra just because they're pretty immobile. I think Blitzcrank's a better pick into Zyra, but I think this guy's been playing a lot of Pyke, so he may just feel a little bit more comfortable on Pyke.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I love Pyke, the ultimate. Nothing is more satisfying and can end fights and can change the tide of a fight pretty quick. Execute being quite the way to end it. But I don't quite know how to feel with Mumu coming down.
So, I mean, it's kind of weird for me as a jungle man seeing a Mumu just blind picked like that, but, you know, I gotta respect it until I see come out of this game. I would like to see them pick the AD carry here, since Glacial Equinox already showed their AD carry.
Yep, we see Echo coming down. That's a possible flex pick between top and jungle. I know it is still pretty common in jungle to see it, but either way, I don't know. Just with these three picks, we see Cho'Gath getting banned. That I'd say is a good one. We did see Feathers and Fur play it last week. getting set as a return ban from RAWR. It looks like they're just pinching top laners at this point.
Yeah, so 80 carry wise, I think they're probably going with more of a hyper carry build. Maybe I know Ashe is into Ashe. Caitlyn does pretty well, so maybe we'll see the Ashe. Maybe a Jinx or Kaisa as well.
Yeah, we're still Urgot
It
coming
looks like
down.
they're just banning out top laners here.
I can understand why. Feathers and Fur has proven to be in multiple different leagues a menace up top lane. Mordekaiser ban coming down from RAWR. Now I guess all that's left is on the side of Glacial Equinox is top and potentially, and RAWR having to pick top.
I feel like they picked top lane here, so they can actually still flex the Echo mid and jungle. But they picked the Kayn jungle here, so it'll be interesting if he goes blue Kayn or red Kayn. I personally like red Kayn, but I don't really play too much Kayn.
I find red Kayn to be much more about surviving in a fight and taking extended ones versus the super burst blue Kayn. Thus far from the team comps, though, I have to say I'm liking RAWR's a little bit better, but I'm also a big team fight kind of person. The Curse of the Sad Mummy and the Execute from Pyke will really come in play depending on their last couple of picks if they're going to round it out with a big team fight.
Yeah, Echo's not too bad into Cassiopeia, but I guess we're going to see if Cassiopeia is actually mid lane here to match the Echo. I know Alawi's picked last week by Feathers and Fur, so he's pretty comfortable on that champion.
Yeah,
and that champion could be such a bully in lane if played right.
Yeah, he did a menacing 8-0 and 8 on it. He was not killed at all that game.
Even though he's such a menace top lane and solo queue, and lane phase, team fight phase is where he kind of falls off a little bit, just because he doesn't get the chance to set up his tentacles unless he's camping an objective with his team prior to the spawn. But his E is pretty strong with just, being a menace to team fights.
Oh, and as you the predicted Master Mute calls it again with a Graves jungle being kind of number one in solo queue right now. I'd argue.
So I actually think this is going to be a Graves mid lane with a Mumu jungle.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I mean, unless we see a whole, slew of different things, but I know Graves mid has been on the it was on the rise before the Graves nerfs, but I still think
I can see Cassiopeia doing pretty well into an Ashe too. So I think so Camille finalizes the Glacial Equinox comp. So I mean, both comps are looking for hectic team fights here.
Yeah, definitely. I still like that Amumu pick over the it helps round out that team fight in my eyes. The Alawi or Mumu holding people in place, the Alawi tentacles smashing down, Pyke finishing it all off, Cassiopeia spamming Twin Fangs. That's really all we've got out of that.
Yeah, so the dangerous part about RAWR's team comp is they have so much burst with the Mumu Q ultimate with Graves and Cassiopeia on top of that, and Alawi just ultimate with how fast her tentacles come out. So Pyke's going to be able to kind of get pretty fast R resets on squishy targets like the Zyra or Ashe. But then also, I mean, if Zyra and Ashe position correctly, they can pretty much just kite backwards, and the RAWR team comp can't really do anything because they don't really have any engage besides the Pyke and Amumu. Versus Glacial Equinox, they have a Camille engage, an Echo W engage. Kayn can just engage freely and soak up damage for Zyra to land her abilities. So I mean, it's kind of tough for me to pick a favorite team comp out of both of these, but I think the Glacial Equinox has a better team comp overall if they play it correctly. But RAWR is going to be interesting to see if they play pretty high tempo and take control of the early game. They're going to pretty much wipe this game, I think.
I'd have to agree there. This is going to be a really interesting matchup. I haven't seen a Camille in forever.
I'm really excited to see if this is a Graves mid lane or a Cassiopeia mid lane and Graves bot lane. I feel like you just put Cassiopeia bot lane because it's pretty safe against the Ashe Zyra. And Graves can do pretty well against the Echo, I feel like, since Echo's a melee champion.
Oh yeah, no, he will have to take damage every time he goes into almost every time he goes into CS. Though his Q is relatively low mana for the amount of times he can spam it too.
I'm not too
Okay.
sure the matchup between Alawi and Camille, but I feel like that's just
I
if
want
Camille
to.
just shoves that in, maybe she'll have the upper hand. But if Alawi just shoves her in early and then sets up her tentacles, like if Camille gets hit by an E, she's gonna be chunked.
Yeah, I want to say it favors Camille early with the attack speed boost she gets off of hook shot and the Q auto resets for press the attack. If she takes that, I'm not quite sure. I know Conqueror and PTA I think are the most commonly run runes on her, and she does have that passive shield that she gets when she hits something. But
Yeah,
once
so I'm
Alawi
looking at
hits,
Casino's OP.GG and I don't see any Amumu mid, so
yeah,
so yeah, they definitely do put the Amumu jungle and Graves mid lane.
I'm excited to see how the flashless Mumu works out. Assuming he still goes flashless, who knows? We may see the first time in forever. We
Yeah, so
uh,
I disagree heavily with the with his thinking, his logic there with the TP ignite, TP smite, excuse me. I feel like this teleport got nerfed so much. The cooldown, you can't cancel it anymore. I feel like overall, just smite ignite or smite exhaust are the better summoners to choose here on champions like Yi or like Hecarim. But I mean, if Kane and Camille just find this Amumu or even Echo, if they get ahead in their solo lanes, they can just hunt this Amumu in jungle early. He's not gonna be tanky at all.
yeah, I have to agree. Hunting down the Amumu, setting him behind early is, I'd say,
Plus,
probably key
Flash is
to.
so nice on Amumu because if you miss your bandage or if you hit her bandage on a frontline target, you can just flash on top of the backline and just press R. So I feel like Flash is just a like such a versatile summoner on Amumu for just getting good engages off. But maybe he's just gonna hope the home guards can help him with the TP for flanking. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
I mean, I've seen some cheeky things out of him before playing in houses in RAWR before, or
Yeah,
just
so
playing in
it's
houses
locked
with
in. So
Doki in
Cassiopeia
general.
is gonna be bot lane, Graves gonna be mid lane, Amumu jungle, and what we expected from the Glacial Equinox red side with Kayn jungle, Echo mid, Ashe to carry.
Now we're getting they are getting into game. We have to wait 3 minutes for the spectator delay. Uh, yeah, it's hard it's hard to say who's gonna win. I look forward to the everything being executed. That
Yeah,
being
so
said,
another weakness I see from the from the RAWR squad is just overall wave clear. I mean, Alawi's gonna be pretty good with wave clear with the Q, but I mean, if you're gonna be want to split pushing with Alawi, like a 4-1 type situation, she's not gonna be there with the wave. But it's gonna be interesting. Both these teams are under 1-0. They both won week one, so it's gonna be interesting to see if one of these teams fall behind early. I think Glacial Equinox was the team that had a 3-game series, so they already went through a defeat. So we'll see how RAWR, if they lose, how they react after a defeat. See if they bounce back.
yep, that's another thing. Somebody is going to have to come out of this week with an L, changing their score to 1-1.
How are
And
we going to
somebody,
rate these logos here? I still think the Yo K4 has the best logo out of all the leagues here, but I
oh,
like this
easily.
RAWR with the Nar
Mm,
Gaga, and then Glacial Equinox is like pretty simple, but got the moon and the sun.
I don't know. So what I don't quite get about RAR's logo, and no, this is no flame at all, is why the daycare?
Yeah, I didn't ask about that.
That's I don't quite. It doesn't feel fitting
It
in
kind of
that.
reminds me of Baka Preschool, and now this is like the daycare for the Baka Preschool team.
Oh no, they've gone even further
Plus,
behind.
Baka Preschool was a Gold League team last season that almost, well, they're ranked #1 for most of the season, but then they come out on top.
Yep, the Cinderella story of Syndicate T2, who I believe is also playing today. There wasn't any FFs that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Glacial Equinox's logo, if we're going back to that, it is very simple and straightforward. I don't
Yes.
quite like the lettering. Like,
So I
like
think the lettering is supposed to be like the lunar eclipse almost, where it's like kind of like, when the moon kind of goes over the moon or the sun, and it kind of like solar eclipses. But not
I
too
guess
sure. I think I gotta ask more about that.
I don't know. It doesn't.
Kind of hurts my eyes a little bit with the black, purple, and then yellow.
Yeah, I was about to say on the background here, the Titan draft. When I'm looking at it, it doesn't quite look
I
right.
wonder if these teams. I gotta get confirmation of what teams actually had Pop Tart and Quirky make logos, because they're both pretty awesome making logos. So
From I believe RAWR's had that logo for the longest time. I know that's most likely just submitted by Doki. That's like, it's iconic. It's RAWR's logo. Don't want to touch that too much. Not too sure about Glacial Equinoxes, however.
all right, so we're seeing the loading screen here. In terms of runes and everything, I don't see. I mean, I see Glacial Augment Alawi here. That's surprising to me. I don't know if that's a. I think Conquer is like the most common rune for her, but I don't really play her.
I don't quite either, but I mean, it makes a little sense, I'd say. Those autos, slowing, because her W just counts as a empowered auto, so I don't see why it wouldn't slow.
Yeah, I mean, it could make it easier for her to land her E's, but I mean, I
Like
don't.
to
I think the
Spirit and
Conqueror is
Force.
just a lot better to take for Alawi, especially against Camille in extended team fights. But Gray's going Phase Rush instead of like a Press Attack or Conqueror mid lane, so that's also interesting because Phase Rush seems to be more of a jungle rune for him. I see.
I know Graves has been taking Phase Rush in laning, mostly due to the fact that he wants to stick on top of somebody. I know it's taken in jungle for that exact same reason, but in the matchup versus Echo, because Graves is really short ranged, I wouldn't have been opposed to seeing a like fleet footwork or something if he's going to eat Qs.
Yeah, I mean the Conqueror rune on Graves is so strong to begin with, and like even the Press Attack is really good because Graves mid lane is just all about shoving and matching the shove of their opponent. So, and we're gonna pause here at 12.
Yep, getting into game.
I gotta make that club pause at 12.
Hey, as soon as we can get more club tags, I'll instead of 3, I'll gladly join in on that one. Okay,
Ping's going down. Ooh.
yep. All right, I'm at 12.
I am paused.
All right.
Back.
I like them less.
Just confirm what time you're at there, Kappa.
22, 23, 24,
Okay,
25.
perfect.
Oh, we're followed
And
immediately
we
by
got
a pause.
at 25, where THC Rich has left the game.
He said Jungle's playing on what was it? Exactly 1 frame per second.
And THC Venom says he's playing on -17 FPS. Amazing player.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it looks like the blue side here, RAWR, they're going to do a bot invade here for that blue buff through the bottom river. And
I do
with
like
the jungler being DC, they know that there's going to be a weakness in their 5 point. So this could be taken advantage on if Zyra decides to stick out too much.
I do like the RAR invade off of that, though. The Pike Q, if it lands, will it for sure warrant at least a flash. Though,
Yeah.
you know, they don't really have a lot of follow-up with it, though.
I feel
Assuming
like
Cassiopeia took her twin
being
fangs.
Glacial Equinox here, you gotta just play pretty safe knowing your jungle is not here.
I'm still on the pause screen. I don't know if they continued.
Nope, they haven't.
Okay.
A summoner has reconnected.
Oh,
Looks like you reconnected.
well, before we get back into everything, Mute, is there, how's your day been?
You know, I just come back from work at 7 o'clock, you know, went to the liquor store, had some adult beverages. Now we're watching and shoutcasting the Gladiator Titan Esports.
Summer Split Week 2.
Summer Split Week 2 to 3,000 viewers.
Oh, if only. And we're back and unpaused.
I'm matching the stream here at 33, 34, 35.
Oh, I'm a 40, 41.
I'm a little behind.
Alright, well,
Alright.
okay.
Okay.
Nope, I am slightly ahead at 46. Okay. Well, we see the bone
Yes,
skewer
alcohol
get-
is a very bad drug, probably the worst drug in the world. Drink responsibly, my friends.
Bone skewer was missed, and the Zyra.
So Zyra got a nice ward there at the Zyra, the Scar Bush here. I don't know, I think the North Bush is Scar Bush, but over Dragon Pit Wall, nice little ward trick.
Yeah, I fail that every time I personally try it, but you know, live and learn. Did Camille start? It looked like Camille started hook shot. I'm not quite sure. My camera was stuck over on bot lane. But
She
as
started her
we-
Q.
so she took the blast plant. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, okay, 4. Just see some pretty standard farming.
So
starting
Mumu started
left side.
Q. Now you got E, so and Mumu's probably one of the fastest clearers here on Raptors. He loses no health here. There's actually a trick if you start blue side, you can get all your health without using potions, dragging Raptors to red buff, and do both of those at the same time. Which is pretty nice. And then Kayn started at blue here. Usually Kayn's starting Raptors, so different jungle paths here.
Yeah,
Mumu going for
we
a
see
full
Camille
clear.
using the hook shot onto Alawi, but nothing comes of that, landing stun. I don't even know why she'd really go in. The tower's right there. Alawi landing the Test of Faith. And followed up by no Tentacle Smash or anything, just the passives whacking away at it.
So this is gonna be dangerous for Camille because Alawi can just freeze this wave here and have those 2 tentacles set up under her tower and then basically just get so much damage off Camille just pressing E on her. I wonder if I hope he goes to max E build here for Alawi.
Yeah, it's percentage damage, I believe. Camille
Yeah.
not letting up and eating a tower shot for
Yeah,
keeping
not
going
getting punished. Alawi missed.
Graves going up and warding the Pixel Bush, trying to keep a lookout for Kayn. The Stranglethorn's coming down. And I keep saying Stranglethorns, it's Grasping Roots, I believe, instead of Stranglethorn. Either way, on the side of THC, they're playing pretty far up and aggressive with the exception of mid lane. Quite the opportunity for Doki here once he hits level 3 and is able to gank. But until then, oh, Camille finds Doki. The no flash legend lands the bandage toss onto the Grump and gets out.
So like I said, I mean, enemy jungler, no flash, just look to invade. Amumu is not the strongest early clearer.
Oh,
Bot
there
lane
was stuff
skirmishing
happening
here.
bot lane, and I just was looking at the map at top lane. Things are popping off all over. The Rangers focus on top of Pyke. Frost arrows coming in. Oh, cleanse from Cassiopeia. Flash forward by the Ashe. And everybody lives to fight
And a
another
TP
day.
coming out of here. Is that a Mumu? That is a
That's the
Mumu.
Amumu TP.
And let's see what he gets out of it. A whole lot of nothing.
And the Ashe heal also went down.
gets back to his camps a little bit faster, I guess. Worth.
I mean, he does get the bot lane scuttle. The top side did go over to Kane. I guess he doesn't get double scuttled.
I guess, yeah.
So, both bot lanes popping most of their summoners. Both sides have a very good chance of something happening if bot gets ganked. But Cassiopeia staying, probably trying to finish off her tier. And I would like to see Kane ganking a little bit more. Those orbs are definitely something he needs to get down if he wants to get his form. And
yeah,
I'd like
so
to
I
see a
mean,
red
Kane's
form.
really dependent on how fast she gets her form, and then what form she really gets early on. I guess we'll see what if he opts to the blue form or red form. I personally would like to see red form against his team comp, just so he could be pretty much that tanky, skirmishy Kane that we like to see with the Echo and Camille. A Mumu Soling Dragon here, interesting.
And Kane's right in the area and has no idea.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, we're at 537, 538.
Yep.
Okay, good. Had a little bit of a stutter there. Pike goes over to bot lane, goes over to help on the dragon.
Blue team is
Yep. It's gonna go a infernal dragon over in the favor of RAWR. Some additional attack damage and ability power, I believe.
So Echo's best way to trade with the Graves is inside his minions, because Graves can't really auto attack champion directly. He basically auto attacks whatever's in front of him. So when he's waiting to engage on Graves with no minions there, he's basically just taking free hits.
Yeah, he refuses to let that crash into tower, tanking some of the caster minions. I can't help it, my eyes are glued to this top lane. I want to see this Camille pop off versus the Alawi, but I'm not quite sure that's going to happen. Alawi taking some minion damage, setting up her tentacles. Kane going into Doki's jungle, looking to
Yeah, I
take
mean, it
that
looks
Gromp.
like both the top laners are just slow pushing it back and forth into each other. But Kane's being pretty aggressive on the top side, knowing that he has priority right now against the Mumu.
Oh, are they going to collide here in bot side jungle? They are. Kane using his Q, kind of just running away after grabbing, looked like the small wolves. Not entirely sure who they went to. But it's a lot of respect coming down from the laners and a lot of half engages. Nothing really full
Yeah,
committed
I mean,
just yet.
pretty slow play right now. I mean, everyone's just playing passively.
Uh-oh, the leap of faith from Alawi. A flash from Camille.
Flashes, but misses. Holy. He's so diveable right now. I don't know why
The
he's playing with
Hextech
fire.
ultimatum coming down. And they just kind of stare at each other.
Kane's
Kane's
here.
here now. Landing the
Alawi's
Q,
in.
auto-attacking the W comes down. Is
This
this
is so
going to
big
be
for
Alawi
Kane.
calling? It will be. First
Yeah,
blood
it's-
over to THC Rich on the Kane. Bone Skewer lands onto Ash, but Cassiopeia isn't there to follow up. Cassiopeia is going to go get blue buff. But Pike's W proves to be a little too fast and gets out from that engage.
So I do like at least Kane showed top lane and a Mumu and a Cassiopeia are playing on the opposite side of the map, taking something away from Kane.
Yep, that's going to be the important thing. I wish we could see a counter for how many orbs or how close to transformation Kane is at. I'd say he's probably roughly at a quarter after that fight. You see Echo going in for a quick trade, proccing his electrocute off of his passive and his I don't remember the Q's name off the top of my head right away. I can go and look it up real quick.
This Kane's just being relentless and constantly invading this Amumu's top side, and Amumu can't really control it. Though both junglers have been taking each other's blue side, because Pike goes for a hooker on Ash, followed by Cassiopeia.
We see more flashes. The Pike
Misses the Pike ult!
My oh my.
That looked like in my eyes it was gonna hit, but
And Cassiopeia falls to the plants.
Oh, that is so unfortunate for RAWR. His
Keep
top
safe
lane is
from
going to trade
Malawi.
again. Camille
Oh.
does not know how to play against that Alawi there.
Kane's
But-
here, lands the W, and that's all that happens there.
Yeah,
My,
I mean, she
my.
was probably just went on that because she had jungle pressure, so.
Is Camille gonna... Okay, wait. Maybe? No, okay, there's the hook shot out.
Kane's
But
still
Kane
here.
shield- flash from Malawi. Man, everything pops off all at once, huh? Now, looking at the builds, I don't see anything too outrageous just yet. But, I mean, I guess that's going to be a Storm Razor onto Graves?
Yeah, I was
see
gonna
the
say that's
Storm.
pretty interesting for Graves. You don't really see that too much now. That item got kind of nerfed, but usually you kind of see the I don't know what Graves mid actually really builds too much.
Oh,
I
Vanish
guess
Toss, Curse of the Sad Mummy. And, Kane just gets locked up and falls. We see
yeah,
Echo having
unfortunate.
to
Did not
flash
know
out.
Amumu was there. This guy's gonna get
Echo's
collapsed on. There's
stuck
no
in a
way he
little
lives.
bit of a pickle. Pops his ult, manages to still fall.
That's huge for Graves. He gets 2 kills right there. He's probably gonna complete the storm reverse.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, Echo and Kane really just face checking a bush there. That was now second dragon look like going to here for RAWR.
yep. The entire, or almost the entirety of RAWR's roster is within reach for that dragon, with the exception of Alawi. The TP is down, but it doesn't look. It looks like Glacial isn't going to give it up without a fight. Kane flashing in, following up with the Q, ulting Amumu. Dragon falls. I
They
don't
have
know in
numbers
favor of who. Glacial's going to pick up the fight after the dragon, and we see 3 members of RAWR fall for it.
Yeah, so you really get to see the strength of Glacial Equinox's comp right there against the dragon fight. Even though they're really leading in numbers there, it just shows like the synergy of their champions is a little bit better than what this RAWR team comp has. Of course, Lau's not there, no TP, but Amumu did have TP, but he was already there, so.
And now it looks like Glacial's turning their sights onto Herald, trying to trade objective for objective.
Yeah, I like this. Keep the tempo high. You just want a team fight. Get some more gold on your solo laner to hopefully catch up. 2 kills picked up by Camille too, so that's going to bring her back in
Bone
favor of this
Spear misses,
matchup.
But Cassiopeia lands the alt Pike, flashing with the Phantom Undertow, and Death from below coming out onto Zyra. Amumu's here now. Ashe really has nowhere to go. Pike misses.
Pike misses another ultimate there, but he had such a good stun there. That's really well played by him. Showing he's definitely confident on that champion.
Tell you what, Mute, we can start a drinking game here. How many times can Pike ult?
Yeah, I'm already down 2 beers with that one.
No flame intended, just doing it for laughs. RAWR turns their attention to the bot lane tower, trying to pick up some plates. We see, looking at CS, we see overall a CS lead in RAWR's top and bottom. However, Camille is up 2 kills to 11. Pike finding himself on the opposite end of a wall he shouldn't be on, but he ease away. W's to regenerate all that health.
Oh, this Alawi elected to either, instead of completing Black Cleaver, just built 2 cloth armors, so delaying his Black Cleaver significantly now. But probably smart because Camille did get two kills already.
Yeah, it will slow down some of Camille's
Amumu
damage.
did go Cinderholt here instead of Runic Echo, so they're going to be not having too much AP damage.
Leap
Only
of
from
Faith
Cassiopeia.
coming up top lane, and Camille falls to the Test of Faith damage. And in bot lane, we did see the Amumu miss the bandage toss.
So I'm not too sure if Camille can just ultimate Alawi at the same time Alawi ults her to basically negate her ultimate. I'm not too sure if that interaction works, but Camille's really not having too fun against this Alawi as she completes her Black Cleaver and Ninja Tabbies here. Serrated, freaking Serrated Dirk is gonna be pretty. Oh, not Serrated Dirk. Jeez, what am I thinking of here? Health and Shield, Kappa. What is that item?
Health and shield?
Yeah, the opposite one of
Sterix?
Yeah, Sterix. Yeah, Sterix will be very good here on ally.
We do have another pause coming down, however.
So at this point, I mean, RAWR has a 1.2k gold league. No towers have been taken, and Glacial Equinox still has the power of the Rift Herald. I wonder if where they're planning to use this. I think since Ash is 6 here, we probably plan a, and Camille's TP's coming out, you probably plan a significant dive here on the bot lane. They have 2 good wards here in the bot bushes, so Camille can easily just R on top of whoever, the Pike or Cassiopeia. And then they can just drop the Herald on. I appreciate that, Zerobi. Let's go. As the pause comes undone, looks like a Mumu's caught here. No flash. Maybe flash would have helped him there. I think I lost my caster. So Glacial Equinox is taking the whole game here right now. Playing with the tempo. Graves gets caught mid lane by Kayn, and now I like to see the drop of the Herald right here mid lane. Take these outer plates. Oh, plates are down actually, past 14 minutes. This is going to get Echo back in the game. Gotta be careful with the spike though. Echo could die here. As he does. Oh. Sometimes you play with fire and you get caught. Now this Cassiopeia is going to be threatened to get dove. I don't think they'll go for it. They're probably not confident. And Alawi just gets another solo kill against this Camille. Just not having a fun time against this Alawi. Alawi's really one of those champions, if you don't play against it too much, because it's not really not that played much, it's not a really fun champ to play. Look at how many tentacles this champion has at top lane. It's like, you can't dodge any of these things.
Oh my, what a Cassiopeia.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Did I just hear my boy Kappa there?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Alright, take
You never
over.
know when real life is going to, it's going to get in the way. I apologize.
So you missed a bunch there. Glacial Equinox had some pretty high tempo, but then they got a little bit greedy in the mid lane. Pike just got a kill on Echo, trying to siege the mid lane. And Alawi got another solo kill on top. Building a BF sword now. I wonder what that's going to be on Alawi.
It's,
Maybe a Guardian Angel?
that's a little weird to go as a second item. We do see RAWR looking to rotate down towards the, oh, an Ash Arrow from downtown. That's going to be a dead Pike.
Very good pick on the Pike.
And yeah, now it looks like Glacial's turn to take the dragon. Mumu looking for the steel Pike, or Kayn goes over the wall with the Q, and nothing really. Nope. Kayn popping the blast plant. We have a teleport coming in from Camille, and gonna be the hook shot onto the Mumu. Mumu popping his W in his tantrum. However, the Hextech ultimatum comes down. Camille can't stay and uses the leg sweep, but it's enough time paid. Kayn now coming in, his turn onto the Amumu. Bandage tosses land. Curse of the Sad Mummy comes down. Mumu trying to turn the fight. Kayn still,
Tank Kayn he can't do anything against Tank Kayn. Red Kayn is just so overpowered. But Alawi's having this free push top lane. Probably will get this tower.
Looks like RAWR, one of the few teams I'd say is pulling off a split push comp very well. Pike now finding his way onto Echo, landing the Bone Skewer, but Echo has to flash out.
Very good
Death
Echo.
from below is dodged with the Chrono Break. Pike flash Bone Skewer lands onto Echo. Graves picks it up with an
I mean,
auto.
Glacial Equinox are like, you know, taking some good battles here as Kayn almost gets caught out there. But they're overstaying a lot and kind of greeting over what they win. you know, their Echo is 0-3 right now, so I don't know how much he's really going to be able to contribute, being the only AP damage minus Zyra.
And yeah, it allowing now in the top side or the red side jungle, just taking whatever she wants.
If I was Glacial Equinox, I would send my bot lane top side to freeze this wave, and then hopefully Alawi goes bot lane, and then Camille can just match that. And then you basically freeze so much farm away from RAWR.
Yep, Kane looks like he's going to find the Pike and the Alawi. The convergence coming down from Echo. Kane ult onto the Pike, but Kane finds himself amongst three and has to leave as RAWR continues their assault onto the Herald.
I think they should look for a fight here.
Ashe ult coming down, lands on the Amumu, volley coming out, the grasping roots, everything is getting popped. The leap of faith, leap of faith from Alawi gets thrown down, doesn't find any kills. However,
oh my god.
Here, Ashe 1v1s Graves 1v1s the Camille. There was just a lot going on. I was doing my best to follow suit. But
yeah, so Cassiopeia and Pike got zoned out earlier into that fight, but Alawi is just being such a menace and with all her tentacles in the middle of the river, where even Ashe just basically got Q'd, and then she went boom. But, I mean,
did the Herald get picked up?
RAWR got picked up by Cassiopeia here, so they did finish the Herald and they got out of Cassiopeia.
Well then, I guess Glacial Equinox fought for not enough. I'm looking over here at the chat. The Ashe did get the shutdown on the Alawi, however, so that's going to be an additional 350 gold, I believe.
And I think Ashe did get the shutdown on Pike earlier too, so she's going to be, you know, having a few good amount of gold here.
Bone Skewer lands onto Kane, but Kane follows up with the W.
They do lose a turret here, which is unfortunate.
Yep, Herald for turret opens up the map a little bit in RAWR's favor. We see Alawi looking to rotate bottom. And
Camille just needs to finish an item here. I mean, she's got the Hydra here, she's got components for Triforce, and then she's got the Executioner calling. She just needs to finish her Triforce here to even think about like trading with the Alawi.
Yeah, looks like Ashe is going to be staying top side. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with the... Yeah, Ashe looks like Ashe is staying top side. Alawi is going to go bot. Camille's pretty much the only person who can answer Alawi so long as she doesn't get hit by a test of faith. Other than that, oh, I see a ping down on Baron. Are we going to... Is that the call? Is that what's going to end this game? Nope, doesn't look like they're going to
finally finishing a Proto Belt too, so he's going to be pretty... I mean, Lich's Bane here now, so... Got 2 items here matching what Grace has. Yeah, Alawi's just so strong right now.
Yep, we see Camille leaving that alone down bot lane, maybe trying to collapse. Nope, just taking the safe way back to tower. I almost want to say Glacial Equinox is just waiting on that Ashe ult to come back up. Oh, no, it is up. I lied. And they could just press the go button. Oh, RAWR with a potential death push. Nope. Warded out by Zyra. Dragon's coming down.
So Dragon is coming up, and looks like Glacial Equinox has got a priority of getting vision here. So they can maybe set up a pick alone right here with the Ashe. But Camille's not going to be able to do anything against this Alawi here as she just gets bursted down 100-0.
Oh, and RAWR is making the call to trade for Baron. Kane soloing the Dragon. Alawi does have TP. Oh, nope, RAWR's chased off.
I think they could commend it for that Baron. I mean, now they're losing the Dragon for free. Yeah, I think that was just... They're kind of scared about hard committing there. Rightfully so. I mean, Zyra's still there.
Nope, didn't follow through.
Does
Amumu
not
lands
let
the
the
Vanish
flash
Shot, Curse of the
over.
Sad Mummy coming down. Cassiopeia ult, and Echo finds Amumu. However, Pike caught on the backside of 3. Kane looking to get onto Casino on Graves here. Doesn't get anywhere with it and
Wow,
falls.
they do get the Grace. That was just backline just destroying everybody.
Yeah, RAWR's starting to pick fights that I don't.
I don't see how Cassiopeia died there. Was that Echo killing her, or
I'm not.
she had a great
Quite
ultimate
sure.
there, followed by the Curse of the Sad Mummy, but
Yeah, it just too much damage on the side of Glacial Equinox.
yeah, so technically Glacial Equinox won that fight, losing 2 members and then RAWR losing 4 members.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's anything interesting else being built. You were correct. The Alawi did second
Blue team's
build
turret has
a
been destroyed.
Guardian Angel, looking to build a Death Stance now. Amumu building a
Frozen Heart here? Oh god.
Can't quite say I agree with that. I'd almost want to see a Abyssal Mask. Well, I guess no. It does help against the Graves. I don't know where that's quite going. Oh, the hookshot lands onto the Graves. Kane follows up with a W, and that. Graves.
My thing with Amumu is basically just the initiator of the team fight, and who cares if he dies, really. So that's why I still favor the Conqueror AP build with him, with the Rylas, and like, you go Thornmail if you want, or Frozen Heart. But he's going to Cinder Hulk into Frozen Heart, so like, he's really not going to have any damage. He's just going to be a stun bot.
Not to mention the Black Cleaver on the side of Glacial Equinox from Kane will cut through that armor just a bit. It doesn't have any tier 2 boots built, so there's no Ninja Tabby to worry about. Camille misses the hook shot and has to run away. Both Kane and Camille having to flash. That Cassiopeia is now 2 items deep. Gonna be a little bit more of a threat than she was previously.
Yeah. And the problem I have with that Muma build is they have Echo and Zyra on the side of Glacial Equinox. They're just going to continue scaling pretty well and start doing pretty heavy damage. I mean, the only MR here is on Cassiopeia with the Banshee Veil. So hopefully we start seeing some MR picked up here for the team of RAWR.
Yeah, well, Mumu has finished his Frozen Heart now. Graves finishing the Storm Razor and has the Phantom Dancer just finished his Ninja Tabbies. I guess that's for the Ash and the Camille. Yeah, Camille now has the finished Trinity Force.
And Grievous Wound being picked up by Graves as RAWR starts the Baron here.
Oh,
looks like they're going to go
Alawi
uncontested here as Alawi just owns everybody off.
Yep. The Zyra ult comes down, the Leap of Faith, and all of those tentacles
Currently
going
1v3. It gets one.
Yep, can she
Fortunately,
find
Kane not
another?
being able to ultimate.
Nope, she will fall, but that bought enough time for RAWR to pick up the Baron. Pike finishing a Duskblade of Drakthar. Sounds like an item straight out of World of Warcraft, I swear.
Yeah.
But,
So, I mean, RAWR does have Baron at 4 members right now, so
yeah, that will probably stop most of the push.
Ocean
And
is going to be
Alawi.
coming up within the next minute and a half.
Alawi finishing her Death Stance. She's going to be even bigger of a menace to kill.
She
And
does have her GA on cooldown, though, so it could be a good opportunity to catch a fight, maybe, if they get a pick. Baron is
Pike-
going to be pretty scary on the Graves and Cassiopeia, though.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's hard to say because both. I mean, the Baron buff on the side of RAWR does make them able to split things out a little bit more. But Glacial, it's almost there's a slight gold lead in the favor of RAWR, up by about 1k gold.
Yeah. The good thing here for Glacial Equinox is the Alawi does not have the Baron buff, so she can't threaten too bad with the split push. And Camille they're both basically on the same TP timer, so Camille can match her. Or her.
The next Ocean Dragon is coming up. Camille misses the hook shot onto Pike. And we see RAWR looking to group around the dragon, but Glacial Equinox is shadowing their own members.
Echo looking on flank here.
Cassiopeia still has that Banshee's Veil up, however, going to make this engage a little bit harder. Pike misses the Bone Skewer, the hookshot comes in, but Camille finds Graves, and that's the
Camille going by herself, just inting, really. I mean, Ash did not commit for an hour or anything.
And not Camille, Alawi finds 2 members? of Glacial Equinox. No, only one, but she falls to, I can't remember now, too much action. But it looks like RAWR is still going to get the dragon off of that fight.
Very sloppy right there by Glacial Equinox. Camille was focusing on the bot lane there with the Pike and Cassiopeia, and then Ashe was looking more toward the dragon pit, and it was just a scattered team fight.
Yeah, a little scattered, but you know, now that puts RAWR on sole point, so they can decide between the next objectives. What are the timers on Baron? And I don't know them off the top of my head. I know Dragons every 5
They
minutes.
still have Baron, so Baron's probably gonna be up in another 3 or 4 minutes.
So about a 2-minute difference in terms of the neutral objectives. Yep.
But I mean, RAWR, even with this lead and winning the last few team fights, they really haven't been pressing or pushing for this split push here with the Lowy versus Camille. No objectives on the map, so it'll be interesting if they kind of just farm right now, waiting till Baron to respawn, or they actually start pressing the 4-1 split push. As they all look to group mid here, as Glacial Equinox just getting vision on their top side here in preparation for Baron.
Kane looks to be in a spot where he doesn't want to be, finding 3 members of RAWR, having to ult Humble Trespass onto the Alawi, and queuing over the wall. Alawi finding the Test of Faith onto the Kane. Pike,
No way he kills Pike here, right?
It's entirely possible if he had flash, but he had to pop it. Oh no, he didn't pop it. He held onto it.
Dumb champion. Yeah, so I mean, really, you know, Baron's coming up, but I mean, is that vision really that valuable in terms of dying right there? So.
It's hard to say. Mumu finds the bandage toss, getting stunned by an Ashe ult, I believe. You see the Zyra
there
ult
to get
coming
the
down.
aura there.
Oh, Curse of
Now
the
you
Sad
may
Mummy.
use it.
Ashe is just left to free fire.
Red team
But
double kill.
Zyra's the one that picks it up. Cassiopeia flash ults, and
Team double kill.
Ashe responds with her own
Holy,
flash
that aura
and
actually
heal.
hit Ashe. Yeah, so Ashe got to just free fire there, but RAWR really coming up the top here with 2 for 3.
Yep, Mumu doing exactly what you said earlier, just looking to engage the fights, not caring if he dies. The top inhibitor tower falls for Glacial Equinox, and looks like RAWR is all going to try and reset.
What's really good with this Alawi pick is the Glacial Equinox's top lane and mid lane are both melee, including their jungler. So, I mean, all of them diving, it's going to be landing a free ultimate for Alawi to get at least 2 to 3 people. Just going to scale her ult up huge. And they're fighting in a lot of these close quarter places, so it's not really hard to land to begin with.
Yeah, the corridor fights, finding their way, or finding those corridor fights is key for RAWR's team comp, I'd say. Getting everybody balled up and stuck into one entrance or exit. But I believe Baron is coming up soon. So we see Zyra and Pike fighting for vision. And
I would like to see Glacial Equinox just play front to back here right now, because really, RAWR really hasn't been too successful in getting on top of this Ashe like for free. I mean, obviously, once their front line's kind of disabled, they've been getting on top of her. But it seemed that fight they had pretty much hard time getting on top of her. So maybe Ashe is online now, right now, with their 2 item spike. Probably closing into a Phantom Dancer 3rd item here. I would like to see IE, but
I'd have to agree with you there that IE would pump out a little more damage than that Phantom Dancer, but that Phantom Dancer is going to keep her alive.
yeah, this Graves has an IE too himself. He is pretty strong right now. I actually like this build a lot right now against this team comp. Maybe some MR would be pretty good for him.
RAWR makes the call. Everybody's on. 4 out of their 5 members are on Baron.
So
Ashe
Glacial
ult,
Equinox
Kane
just
looking to
playing
try and
bot side.
steal. No. Kane going into the pit for an attempt at a steal and doesn't manage to get it. Meanwhile, we have Glacial Equinox, the rest of Glacial Equinox looking to group around a dragon that's not up yet. Alawi flashes forward, eats some type of stun it looked like, but Ash has to flash away, or I don't quite know what happened there. The Hextech Ultimatum coming down, and Glacial Equinox finding a fight, taking a fight they really shouldn't have.
Yeah, so this is what confuses me. They decide not to commit for a Baron fight, but now they're fighting with them with Baron buff. So I mean, they should just really set up for Baron and stay there.
Echo amidst that fight manages to find, I believe, the Pike, but that's going to be dragging over in the favor of RAWR. That is a Ocean Soul. Oof. This is going to be an uphill battle for Glacial.
Yeah, so I mean, really, their only win condition left is hopefully securing Elder here, and hopefully winning through Elder. But
That'll allow you with that. Ocean Soul is going to be a one heck of a split pusher, regenerating health and mana per 5 seconds, or is it after 5 seconds out of combat?
it is every 5 seconds. I don't think it depends on combat. So right now they got 5% because they got 2 of the dragons.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody on the side of... See, it's Alawi is a weird champion to have to deal with in a split push, because you want to send only one member to deal with her. But at this point, this one in particular is so far ahead, you're going to need at least 2. She's nearing 3... Her and Graves are nearing 300 farm.
Yeah, so I like to see Alawi with the analogy of like a Mordekaiser as a jungler, because like you want to gank and help your top laner, but like you're actually helping the enemy laner if you bring up more people. Mordekaiser can just simply ult one of you guys, and Alawi is just going to set up to try to use her ultimate on 2 of you, and 1v2.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just see RAWR here push out mid and then rotate bot lane to stake this tier 2, and then I mean realistically they got the Amumu who's pretty tanky, and with finishing up the Zonias here. Not too really pifey about this build here, but
Ash eats the test of faith and gets the Alawi to pop her
so
leap.
much damage from Alawi.
Red team's turret has been
But it's
destroyed.
not enough. The Ash fires the ult and it misses.
He's missed a lot of key ults. I mean, not per se that's a key ult, but she missed a lot of ults this game I've seen.
I've seen a lot get popped right as Amumu lands the bandage toss, so he gets stunned right away, so there's no Curse of the Sad Mummy.
True.
But at this point, it looks like Glacial's just trying to stop the hemorrhaging. Meanwhile, RAWR has found themselves looks to be about 3k gold lead, 3.7k gold lead, almost 4k. Kane knocking up the Alawi. RAWR wants to find a fight, but I don't really think they need to. They have enough siege power to just take these towers. Nope, the bone skewer
Yeah, I
doesn't
mean, this
land.
is just fine for RAWR right now. Just they have Ocean Soul to regen, so they can basically just keep on pressing into the enemy team.
Yep, just keep crashing waves into the tower, slowly break those down.
Somebody's always going to have to be top lane and catch these super minions, and then they just slowly take away these mid and bot tower.
Yep, it looks like they've opted to put one person top lane and send the rest to siege this mid tower. Alawi lands her Test of Faith onto somebody, and it looked like Ash eats a lot of damage, but doesn't
He's
fall
just
to
going
it.
ham right here, auto-attacking Echo. Just press R there, double kill there for you.
Yep, Ash.
Oh, his
pops
R is
the
on
ult.
cooldown. Flash R from Cassiopeia missing.
Well, now we have RAWR in the base looking to push down this middle inhib. But Glacial
They're gonna
doesn't
be
want
looking
to give
for a
it
fight.
up.
They gotta look now. All the cooldowns are down from RAWR. Kane goes to the backline here just to try to get anything he can. Mumu's backline here. He's dead.
Unstoppable.
Alawi
And
tentacle
Alawi's
finds
tentacles
inside.
just killing people passively. That's so annoying.
As much as it was the time to fight, I don't believe it was the right fight. Too much gold. It was too little, too late. I believe RAWR just has to wait for minions, and they can look to end the game here.
Yeah, they may look at the triple inhib here to be safe.
Oh, flash hook from Pyke, landing it onto Ashe, and she goes down to Graves. Oh, there's the triple inhib, like you said, going down right now. Camille finding...
This Graves is just critting so much.
Yep, Graves. Oh, Camille falls to what I believe was the E damage. Echo just can't do anything. If he goes in, he dies. Graves is going to keep him zoned into the fountain. And we see a TP from Amumu coming down. He wants to be in the final frame, and that is now a 1-game lead for RAWR.
Yeah, so even though I thought Glacial Equinox's team comp looked a little bit better on paper, their solo lanes and jungler just really didn't do too much. I mean, just look at the CS differences between top and bot here. Over 100 CS for both of them. And then just look like Glacial Equinox's 80 carry and jungle were really the ones getting all the golds. And Alawi leading the damage charts here, so...
Yep.
I think Alawi's pressure and everything would give him the MVP of this game right now, even though everyone pretty much did their job.
I'd have
Their
to
role
agree
here.
with that.
Alawi, I think, had 3 or 4 solo kills against Camille in total, so I would expect an Alawi ban unless Glacial Equinox has a better matchup against Alawi.
Oh yeah, having to change the pick and bans. I would definitely not want to see a big split push like Alawi like that again. It's difficult.
Yeah,
Difficult
and
to
even
do
though
it.
Amumu built like the Cinder Hulk Frozen Heart Zonias with Lucidity boots, he was basically just doing his job of getting a good bandage sauce and pressing aura on the team and just basically making the team waste cooldowns on his tanky build there.
Yeah, it never. I have to say though, it never truly felt like Glacial wasn't on, except at the end there. It never felt like Glacial Equinox wasn't on equal footing to RAWR. It felt like if they just played the fights a little bit better or found the right way in, they could have taken those.
Smite TP is just the way to go. I may have to try that.
Boy. Soon enough, we'll see Abusement Park LF new jungler if that's the case.
Yeah, I may get kicked. I think RKZ's already looking for a new jungler after we played them, so. But I think we are going to take a break as we wait for game 2. Right, Cookie? Yeah,
Alright.
okay.
Yeah, okay. Welcome back to Glacial Equinox versus RAWR in the Titan Esports Gladiator Summer Split Week 2.
Into the
RAWR is
lab.
currently up 1-0, and we see the first ban coming out from Glacial Equinox being the Graves. They don't want to deal with that mid lane again. After all, it
I'll
did
come
kind
back
of
stronger.
run the run the lane. Gangplank from RAWR.
Expect to see a Lowy ban here too from Glacial Equinox, unless maybe they elect to first pick it, maybe take it away from them. But we'll
Glacial
see.
Equinox banning Malphite and RAWR banning Yasuo. As you said, I'd like to see that third ban being the Alawi, but instead we see the Callista.
Truly, they have to be first picking this Alawi, or they have a counter for it now. I don't see why RAWR would not elect to just choose it now after being so successful on it.
I have to agree there. The Katarina comes through as a ban for RAWR, and Glacial Equinox goes into their first pick.
So looking at the Gladiator match results, Kanyang Ninjas had a 2-0 pretty fast 2 games there against SKG. And Batman says the Unknown is up 1-0 versus Syndicate T2. So
Well,
interesting.
damn.
Unknown against Syndicate T2. That would be a major upset. I think Syndicate T2 is probably the #1 picked on both teams.
Oh, the Earth pick
Earth.
come
We'll have to
through.
see what this is.
That's supposed to be a
Vigar.
Vigar.
All right, that's a Vigar first pick, which is interesting. I mean, Vigar again can be flex picked, just like the Cassiopeia can be flexed as an AD carry or mid lane.
Yeah, I'd have to say I like the Vigar pick a little bit more. It scales, it's got great zoning. The only problem is its
Vigar
mobility.
cage late game is just so annoying to like play around. And Syndra's one of the main counters for Vigar, especially early on. Just gets set up getting so well mid lane with her QE stun.
Yeah,
So
but
maybe
as
they'll be looking to match the Vigar here wherever he goes. I mean, RAWR has the red side here, so they got last pick, so they'll be able to kind of guess at least where the Vigar's going. Glacial Equinox did swap their. Oh no, RAWR. No, Glacial Equinox did swap their top and mid laner this game, so.
Yep, and we have seen RAR use Syndra bot lane before, so it's possible.
I said, I don't see them really having a problem
I'm
picking
made for this.
Alawi here. Zach getting picked up.
Yep.
So Zach's actually interesting into the Vigar pick because Vigar can just literally pull down his cage, his E, and Zach's E cannot go through that. He just stops wherever he hits. So Vigar is going to be pretty useful in denying flanks and all these alternate ganking paths that Zach can get because he could just really launch himself over the walls.
Yep, and I mean, if Glacial Equinox plays a Trundle, that would be very good to Zach, but we see a Lee Sin, the Blind Monk.
Oh man.
This game just got hype fee.
So at least it's honestly not bad until Zach early on, just because Zach technically really just looks for the full clear. So Lee Sin's gonna be looking for early ganks or early tempo on Zach in the jungle. But at the same time, once this game crosses about maybe 20 minutes and Zach gets 2 items, Lee Sin's gonna feel so useless against this Zach.
Oh no, the Varus picked up for the side of Glacial Equinox, and Alawi picked up again for RAR. I don't know. I would have liked to see that banned instead of like the Callista out of all things here. Yep, and now on the side of RAR, a set ban. And yeah, I don't know. RAR has already sold me over with that Alawi pick if it does as much work as it did last game.
Yeah, so I mean, if I was Glacial Equinox here, you pick the Vigar, I would just literally just pick the support and AD carry or support and jungle here. Because now with Varus, you're kind of revealing that the Varus is either going to be mid lane or AD carry. I think with this comp, she's going to be mid lane. I mean, AD carry, excuse me. So that means the Vargar is going to be matching up with the Syndra, which is a counter matchup for Vargar.
Yep, we see the Mordekaiser and Cassiopeia bans. One, the Mordekaiser from RAWR, the Cassiopeia from Glacial Equinox. That just leaves one final ban.
So I'm interested. They elected to leave the Alawi up again, so I'm interested what they're actually going to pick. I mean, I was going to say more. I think Mordekaiser does pretty well against it, but I mean, maybe a Jax or a Darius, something has to be good against Alawi. I thought Camille would do well against Alawi, but Camille just played very poor, in my opinion. So maybe you just go with a tanky Ornn or go with the Darius counter pick here. I can't really see how well. I don't know. They swap, so maybe the mid laner is a little bit more confident to that matchup. That's why they elected not to ban it.
Suppose I would like to see, usually I would like to see a Gnar into an Alawi. That range versus the tentacles makes it a little harder for Alawi to set things up.
Yeah, Nar's really good. I mean, that would match their. That would go against the RAWR club too, with their Nar being the logo.
Yeah, right. You
Nar's
are.
a hard champ in general to kind of set up because you have to keep track of his rage bar too. So once he gets Mega Nar, it's kind of you
True.
kind of know when he's going to go in. So
On the side
Pike
of
getting
RAWR,
kicked up against RAWR here, so that was a fine pick last game.
yeah, it didn't. I didn't see it roam as much as I would have liked to see, but in the end, they still got the W. So
Yeah, so Pike's always a good pick against these immobile 80 carries here, and I mean being able to pick the Varus, gonna be looking at set up a ganks here for the Zac. It's be interesting if it's gonna be a Syndra Pike here or they're gonna last pick a 80 carry here. I think they're just gonna look to see what the Glacial Equinox full team comp is to see really where everyone's going. Vladimir being picked, so
and that's one final pick for Glacial Equinox. Let's see.
so they really have no CC here, so except the Vargar cage, and I mean with the Zac and Alawi, and they're gonna be healing quite a bit. So
Yep, you got the Vigar cage, the Varus ult.
holy, what is this? So
Cavalry?
this looks to be a Vargar support, Varus bot lane with a Talon mid, Vlad top.
Uh,
Interesting.
I don't like Glacial's comp at all.
I don't like this at all. Yeah, I agree. So I mean, they first picked the Vargar. I don't know if that was a last second decision there. They couldn't decide what the first pick or priority, but then they saw the Syndra, so they know that Syndra is going to counterpick the Vargar. In terms of the Syndra and Talon matchup, I don't think Talon does that well
Like a flower
against the Syndra. Syndra can just simply E her. Or E Talon.
Yeah, we see Jin picked up for RAWR.
Yeah, so I definitely favor the RAWR team comp in this instance. I mean, this Glacial Equinox comp is kind of all over the place. They got the Vlad and Vargar to scale late here, but the Vargar is going to be a support, so it's not going to really have that much AP damage. And Lee's going to be on a timer here, really, to get the game ahead. I can see if Lee gets his Talon ahead really early, that Talon can kind of basically control the early to mid game and kind of run away the game, but I think Syndra can just play really safe against the Talon and not really give too many kills. But I'm going to go to the bathroom.
All right, that leaves us on the finishing of the draft and going in, waiting for everything to start up. I really don't like Glacial Equinox's team comp. The Lee Sin feels a little out of place. The Vladimir, I believe that's a pick into the Alawi. I'd say that's all right, but the Vigar, Varus, and Talon just don't feel like they belong there, really. And Lee Sin, I don't know how many times has been picked in Titan. I don't believe it has a good record, though. Pardon? Oh, yeah, that actually is a very good point. While we're waiting to
Hey,
get
back.
welcome back, Mute. While we're
So
getting
unlike
ready.
Lucifer Eyes, I did wash my hands because we don't spread the coronavirus here.
Anyway, as anyway, as I was saying, we have a very special clip we found a while back. Going into the game here, we'll have Quirky pull it up and show you guys for the stream.
I'm not
ready.
commenting on this clip. It speaks for itself.
I'd have to agree with that.
If you donate to the remaining amount, then I'll actually
Enjoy,
Doki for
stream.
the win,
Enjoy.
$10. God damn it. Even though I said don't donate OPGG. There we go, silver player. Guess Rita
Hey,
is-
play
yeah.
on cue, please.
What are you doing?
Media team. Hello. There we go. Sound up. No, other way. Pause it, Quirky. You gotta go move. You gotta move the sound to the left. Can't hear anything, can you?
Mute. Stop talking over the cleave. Ah!
Fantastic. If you donate to the remaining amount, then I'll actually do the OPGG. Doki for the win, $10. God damn it. Even though I said don't donate OPGG. There we go.
Yeah,
silver
he's
player.
muted. You
Guess
gotta
Rita
replay
is-
this. What is going on?
What are you doing?
Yeah, you gotta move the sound to the left there, Quirky. There we go.
Mute. I think you have the stream muted.
What are you doing? Still clip by I'm LS. Challenger Korean player.
Now I see
LCK
OPGG,
caster.
Even though the text was
You
on
know, I think he just knows a
Doki, are
little
you
bit
in
more
chat?
than this, What is Doki's rank? Silver 2 or whatever he is, you know.
Hello?
I wonder if that was actually Doki who donated that for some clout. I
Is
wouldn't
he in
doubt it.
His face.
Oh my god, Mute. You keep talking over the clip.
I don't know when this thing's being live. I'm sorry. Let's just post it in chat for everybody to enjoy, or the Discord. Sorry, stream, for talking over MLS, you know. If you want the clip, PM me on Discord. You know my name. I'm assistant to the administration. Alright, I'll post it in general chat.
I got you.
Kappa got me first.
It's the one I just linked.
I gotta check out the, as this game's loading in for the 3 minutes, apparently Canyon Ninjas had a great banding. Spelling out here. Wait, what? Oh no.
They said for game 2.
STNL. No, has to be second.
They said for game 2, I believe. Mute.
Oh. NOTEZ. Notes. Nice, they flamed the mid laner. That's easy flame. Who did you?
I don't know, man.
So, Italian Ninjas is spelling out Notes, who is the mid laner for SKG in their band's game 2. I don't know how SKG managed to lose to a Yodigi Nunu building Proto Belt. I can't wait to watch that VOD review. Yodigi, please send that to me.
I'm waiting to see more of Gladiator teams putting in their results.
think Yodichi's just been exposed to a lot of bad trolling jungler builds. Week 1 he played against 420's Jarvan Warrior Sunfire Cape, and then elected not to build any magic resistance against that team. He went full armor build Nunu.
Oh, you should have seen the Dead by the Thighs team or Jarvan last week going full tank and still taking Dark Harvest.
Well, even yesterday in the Olympian League, the RKZ Game 3, their Trundle chose Randuins as on their Trundle, and we had no really auto-attacking champions. So that was questionable too. I think RKZ is looking for a jungle. Maybe Yodigi can move up to Olympian League and play with the big boys.
Maybe.
I don't think you're allowed to multi-league, right, Kappa?
No, you cannot play in two.
I think we
leagues at
should
the
make
same
that
time.
rule a exception for Yodigi. Almost champion. Champion of split 1, secondary. Second place split 2. Wait, did the BPS come in second place last split? They lost, right?
Not sure. I know they lost to Syndicate T2.
Yodigi, what place you come last split? Yeah, you didn't make it to the finals. That's what I thought. BPS did manage to beat NTF, so I'm a little bit salty about that.
Well, please, we all know NTF was mute
NTF
plus
was going to
cleanse.
be the champions of the league. I don't know what you're talking about, Kappa.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't even get to
until
play
got-
you, Kappa. We didn't play NG. You played lose freaking Vi Jungle, right?
No, we did not get to play against NTF at all. But now we're going into loading screen for this game.
Alright, let's check the runes and summoners here.
There are some interesting things here. We see the Alawi once again with the Glacial Augment and Varus with Dark Harvest this time around.
Just the fact that Alawi, when Glacial Augment gets his Camille in, won that so hard. I wonder if he just went Conquer and see how much harder he would have won. But, I mean, maybe he's using the Glacial Augment to really land all his skill shots. So, I mean, props to him. Maybe I have to check this out as a good rune for Alawi.
It's entirely possible. We do see Vladimir with the casual phase rush. Everything else appears to be normal. The sand or the Pike taking Hail of Blades. I believe he took that last game. Fygar, Glacial Augment. Jin with Cleanse this time around, not wanting to get caught in that cage or get caught by
Since Syndra's going into mobile mid laner, I would like to see maybe a phase rush or just the overall electrocute for better damage in lane. Obviously, Syndra wins the early like level 1 to 3 matchup just because Talon doesn't have his abilities and he's just a melee champion. So hopefully, Syndra is pretty good at like just using her Qs to farm and get poke on Talon to get priority. But like I said, this Lee Sin and Talon are gonna be on a timer this game to really just try to win the early game and snowball the lead. As we load up in the game, and we're gonna pause at 12. Hopefully, no pauses here, so the enemy jungler is all fine.
I'm loaded in. But
I'm loaded at 0 seconds.
Yeah, it's not. Nothing's going.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
Oh.
Flan, no, we did not. I think you closed out a week or two before. We can pause at 3 seconds, right, Corky?
Yep, I'm paused here at 3 minutes.
I think we're fine with this on the stream, right? As long as this is like that. Alright, we're gonna have to make the new club pause at 3 seconds.
36, 33, 32, 31, 0, 30.
Hey, maybe if the team just automatically pauses us at the start of the load, it'll help the stream out.
I mean, it's entirely.
Yeah, I think Flynn, you got closed out, and then I was like, wait, you guys, like, you've ruined everything I scouted you guys for, because I knew Flynn was, like, the shot caller and everything. And that's when me and Flynn were talking about making a power team for Olympian League, but then that kind of got died off when he joined Syndicate.
We're back in game here. The pause has been unpaused.
So now both teams are gonna have 5 people. Now no AFK junglers here getting DC'd, so looks like just a standard 5 point. Nobody's covering mid lane here. Zach selecting to be bot lane.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
That's a little questionable on the side of RAWR. I don't know why Zach decided to go so far. I guess to get maybe an early ward in case
So
they
if-
decided to invade.
Yeah. So if I'm with Zach, I want to start red side here because I feel like starting red side is so much better because you can actually go red to Raptors and then into your blue or Wolves if you elect the full clear. But it's a much healthier clear to instead of blue, Gromp, and then Wolves. Plus, he's going to be at bot side. I feel like he wants to prioritize bot side here before Vigar really gets a lot of points in his E,
What
where he
is
can negate any gank.
what is happening up top lane? Syndra just so bold.
I can't see my directed cameras on this red buff here.
I was watching the minimap. She just walked into the face of Vladimir, placed down a ward, and walked away.
So nice little tip for everybody: if you're going to invade or you're going to support, you should probably take oracles because you can just get a free level 2 on the first wave. Really, well, if you're bot lane, not so much, but you get early XP.
Oh
Then
wow,
you can
that was
reset,
a
get
lot
yellow
of
trinket.
damage. That was a lot of damage on 1Q to the Talon. Good chunk of his health taken out right away. Seems as if Zach is listening to you and started Raptors, currently clearing his red buff.
Yeah, even Raptors is a good first clear. I guess level 2 off it. Lee Sin's electing just to go red to Wolves to blue to Gromp. Probably looking for a level 3 gank. Problem is he has Vladimir top lane, so it's not necessarily the best gank to lane, so he'll probably focus mid lane with the Talon. Or
Yep.
look to invade the Zac here.
Talon chunked about half of that Syndra's health down with an electrocute proc hitting level 2. And yeah, it's quite the battle already.
Yeah, so Syndra's just finding this fine. She wants to basically just kite the Talon and just have Talon shove it into her, and then she's safe. She just has to farm this wave, and then she'll outscale.
Yep, the Lee Sin taking a very conventional jungle path, which was buff Gromp buff. Now looking
Lee Sin
to...
looks like he's gonna go top lane here. Alau's already shoving the wave here.
Please, directed camera, take us on over. Lee Sin misses the sonic wave.
This is the Q.
Calls out to Tanky and looks to go take Gromp, or not Gromp, Scuttle Grab.
So anytime you're playing a jungler with that, with engage like that, with a Q, if you're playing like a Elise, it's always better with red buff to just walk up and auto attack, so you have a better chance of landing the your CC or primary spells.
I mean, he's also
Nice little
level...
tip.
He's level 3, he has a ward, he could have just ward hopped over to land the E.
Yep.
He wanted to fully commit to it, but maybe he's just not feeling it. Instead, he's coming mid lane here. That's what I'm talking about, the ward hop to E, but Syndra landed the stun, I believe.
So he
on
ward hopped
to
an E, didn't even land his E on the Syndra, but flashing the
back E. Manages to get the return kill onto Syndra. Was a lot already popped.
yeah, so Syndra using both their summers. Well, Talon has both his summers, so if I was Talon, I would just try to see if you can get this wave to bounce back to you, and maybe try to freeze it as best you can for Lee Sin to come back mid and gank and flashless Syndra.
Uh-oh, Bone
Michael
Skewer
getting
lands
a nice
onto
hook on
Varus.
Varus.
We see the Varus heal come out. He already has no flash. The flash forward from Jin, now stuck in the BB cage and just getting autoed to death by Vigar.
This is fine
And
because
now we have Zac here, and
Zac's coming. Oh,
Zac's Q misses. But
something
still
too try.
gets a flash.
Maybe his E was on cooldown, but I'm not too sure why he just didn't E on that. And
Yeah,
then
I'd have
Q.
to agree there. That makes not enough sense.
But this this Pyke Winter has been playing so confident on his Pyke. He's been landing a lot of his hooks. That was a really good hook inside the minion wave, so good for him. Alawi already having such a good CS lead on this Vladimir, just constantly shoving him in, making it harder to get CS.
Yep, up about 14 CS.
Yeah, and he's done this both games where he just elects to get an early recall, and then in this case, game 2, he TP'd back. But once he gets that the phage, he just comes back to lane, so he can actually Q auto. Like once he gets 3 points in his Q, he can one shot the back line, I think. Flash on Talon onto the
Flash.
Syndra. I don't know if that's what you want to do. And igniting her. Don't know if he knows his damage output there on the Talon.
Yeah, well, it did chunk out a good bit of her health, but those 2 Dorn Rings and the 2 Cloth Armor, I guess will keep her alive.
Yeah, so that would be a fine thing if Lee Sin was actually hovering mid lane here, but now Zach's mid lane, so he's prone to get this gank here. As Zach ease in, is just going to Q on top of him. Syndra's just R's him, and he's dead. Like, So that is the top laner now mid lane, so I wonder if that was just him being off roll and not knowing really what to do, or another matchup he's not confident on.
Ahead of you, are you at 6:15, 6:16, 6:17?
17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay.
Maybe like half a second.
I'll do a quick pause and unpause for myself here. Pop up.
4, 2, 2.
There we go. Hopefully that helps out a little bit. In the meantime,
Yeah, so Talon just making himself so far behind the Syndra now. Syndra has 2 kills, and she has that early Seeker's Arm Grow, which is huge against a melee assassin like this.
Yeah, we'll
She's going to get
see
so many gold value from this stacking the Seeker's Arm Guard.
We'll see a significant damage reduction from the side of Talon.
Yeah.
And,
And she has her Ignite up, so once Syndra's ours, she's going to be looking just all in this Talon.
Yep, it'll also help against the Lee Sin
So
damage.
Lee elected to go this Tiamat build. I hate this build on Lee Sin. This is such a... Ugh. I don't like Tiamat on Lee Sin at all.
I have to agree with you there. I do prefer the extra cooldown you get off of the Warrior enchantment right away. Oh, we have a teleport coming in from Zach. Lee Sin kicks. Lee Sin misses Q.
So I think that's back-to-back games this jungler actually just elected just a TP bot lane and he really gets nothing. Like, it doesn't even seem like Glacial Equinox was scared for that TP. Lee just kicked him away and then just nothing really happened here.
Well, you have to
I would like to see Lee actually just invade the Zac knowing that his health was really low. Like, look how low the Zac's health is. As Mama Skiwi just all ends this freaking Jhin. Vagar 2 kills, so maybe the support Vagar is just going to end up being a carrier. So I like to go for this Infernal Drag.
Glacial Equinox looks to turn on to the dragon. However, Lee Sin's smite is down. Doesn't quite matter though. They pick it up without contention from the side
Such a
of
good
RAWR.
dragon when you have 5 damage dealers on your team. Like, even though Vagar is going to be mainly a CC bot, his R is going to do so much damage to like a Syndra or this Pike or Jhin if they're low.
Right, well, looks to be a little bit of slow play here at the moment. Other than, well, let's look at the CS leads here. We have about a 30 CS lead up in top, a 13 CS lead in jungle, a 9 CS lead in mid lane, and bot lane about a 4. It's too early to see really any big advantages with these CS leads. But looks like Jhin is rushing the Infinity Edge, whereas Varus is rushing Lethality. See the Lethality build return yet again. And
Yeah, so I think in this game I would like to see the on-hit build with the Varus, just because I think Alawi and Zac are just going to be so big that they really just need to focus them a little bit longer.
In mid lane lands the Bone Skewer, lands the stun, and death
This
from
Pike
below.
hook has been awesome so far. He's been on point today.
Yep, we have
Yeah.
Lee Sin over on the Herald. But Pike and Syndra are making their way there.
Yep,
Zac
that's not a
follows
play you
up.
want to do. Your mid lane just lost and they had priority mid, so. And Glacial Equinox is... Wow, snipes the Jhin with the Varus. That's very good.
American Sniper Varus. But we see RAWR. Oh,
Lee looking
That
like he
goal
wants to
too.
challenge this. Got a flash kick. Very nice. Good mechanics right there. And they get the Zac here. Give that to Vlad, please. Let him scale up.
nope.
As
Lee Sin
Lee
takes
Sin,
it
you
for
know?
the double kill. However, RAWR still got that Herald. And now it's on Syndra. Perhaps we'll
Yeah,
see
if that
her.
was me, I would take the kill too. You know, Lee Sin, I'm the better player here. But I like how Glacial Equinox responded. Pike run mid, got a kill in the Talon, but then they just basically drove the Jhin bot lane, so very good response.
And we did see the cleanse come out from the Jhin bot lane, cleansing the Varus ult, but unfortunately running into the Dark Harvest stacked Varus.
So RAWR did get the Rift Herald on Syndra, so she'll probably want to just shove and maybe kill this Talon and then drop it. But
That's
top lane
a-
just trading, and it doesn't look like either of them are really winning this trade.
not
Vlad
at
just
all.
heals up everything he gets poked by.
Alawi Vlad took a a passive tentacle smash, and Alawi takes tower shot
Holy.
for it. Alawi popping all her leap of faith off of the test of faith, but
Yeah, forcing
just
Vlad
pulled
off the
away.
wave, missing this incoming wave here that's crashing.
Lee Sin's bot lane doesn't land the sonic wave onto the Jhin. Jhin walks away freely. Meanwhile, we see what looks like Pyke and Zac going to collapse onto this Lee Sin here. Can't quite tell if they want it or not. The Bone Skewer lands. The Deadly Flourish misses. And Lee Sin walks out of. We see the Rift Herald drop mid as Syndra takes advantage of either the Lee Sin, or not the Lee Sin, the Talon being gone. Bone Skewer lands. Phantom Undertow lands. Zac misses
Zac
his E.
overstepping that E, but still doesn't matter.
Let's Bounce comes out and Death from below, but overshooting that
So, I mean, smart by RAWR side, because you know, as Glacial Equinox here with the Lee Sin lead, they want to really just get Talon back in the game. As Talon looks to kind of take advantage of this dive on him on the Zac, but looks like he's just going to die. Zac has no passive, so
and he gets
now he
out.
just gets to jump off every wall and you can't chase them. So fun champion to play against.
Nope, I
So
looked
no
over.
shutdown on the Zac. Zac was 0-1 already, so it would be better if he gets the shutdown goal on the Syndra. But Syndra has that stopwatch already. As Pyke already lands another hook there on this Varus. Fogger right in between everybody, can't really do anything.
See the stopwatch popped off of Syndra though, and now it's just farming. See, misses the E. Lee
Lee Sin
Sin.
looking for an engage here, misses the Q. Good dodge by Pyke.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Looks like the side of Glacial Equinox is going to rotate over to try and take this Earth Dragon. But they are sitting on vision, so they know Lee Sin
RA's got boots of
is over.
swiftness. Interesting.
Wait, who got Boots of Swiftness? Oh, the
Varus.
interesting. That's an uncontested dragon for Glacial Equinox. They are now up a Infernal and an Earth Dragon.
Yeah, so even though being pretty much behind Gold League this game, Glacial Equinox taking more advantage on the Dragon objectives, while RAWR has been taking care of the rifts there. What I haven't seen this game, though, in either games, is a bot rotation with a bot and top swapping for when this Herald spawns. As Zac looks for engage here on the bot lane, good Varger cage to...
Pyke E stun, or E flash stun, and looks like the side of RAWR, the Pyke falls, and Zac has to ult to get out. And
Yeah, so
yeah.
just really showing how good Varger is against that Zac engage, just putting it on the wall and then basically stunning whatever they got.
I'm
Still
looking
pretty
over.
low here. Zac could look for an engage here around this cage now, but Lee Sin looking to gauge on him.
Oh,
Got the
lands
Q.
Sonic
Lee Sin
Wave.
jump? No way.
And well,
Smartly does not go in that.
I think Candle there hit the wrong channel, but we see Lee Sin
And
getting
Lee
caught
just
out on
gets
the
a little
wrong
bit
side.
greedy there.
I think now Glacial Equinox has kind of taken their lead that they had and just threw it away.
Wow,
but the
my
Bone Skewer
god, this
catches the Talon mid parkour.
that was a highlight. Wow, this Pyke is amazing.
My oh my.
Threaded it through the raptors, the little chickens, and got them over. So no, you're not going over that wall. Just so confident on this bike. Landing hook after hook.
Oh, we see the Jin ult coming down. The Zac lands the E and keeps the Vygar in place long enough for the Jin to pick up a double.
Manages to live too there with the Zac there. Keep his passive.
Yep, the side of, or the Glacial Equinox lead they had early on looks to just be disappearing before their eyes here as RAWR is now up about 4k gold, almost 5k.
And if we just look at the CS numbers, I mean, the Alawi again, once again, is 50 CS up on the opposing top laner. So Vlad's not really scaling as equally as Alawi right now. But they're looking to contest this Herald right now. Lee Syndrome.
Nope, not Lee Syndrome. Talon Syndrome instead jumps over the wall to W the Pike, but doesn't quite have enough to finish it off. Now Talon is finding himself between Jin and Zac.
Talon's
Jin
just so weak right now.
getting
Hopefully
the
they
auto
at least
attack
get
finishing it off.
this. Nobody's picking up the Rift here. As
no,
far as just looks like the suicide in it for it. Lee Syndrome into the Syndra, and he's gonna be dying here. I think they just clean up right now. Yep.
Yep, and we can see them rotate up towards top side, shove out that lane, get that tower. At least that's what I would do is if I was on the side of RAWR. And at the
Yeah,
moment,
absolutely. I would have just grouped. There's really no objectives on the map to take other than that top tower. Maybe try to get a few deep wards, but I mean, look at the map already on the Glacial Equinox's blue side. They got 3 wards on their blue side right there.
taking
Very good vision.
Taking a moment with the slow play here, we have other match results coming in. Die by the Thides 2-0'd. No Fun Gaming. Rain 2-0'd. Rat Pack Gaming.
Hey, Micro Pop Tart got 2-0.
We're still rating results from the other teams. But yeah, no, that gold lead I was talking about earlier has grown from a 5k gold lead to about a 7k gold lead. Lee Sin finding Pike, still deciding to chase after it. Flash kick, lands the Q, follows it through. There goes Pike. We have a teleport coming down from Vlad. Jin eating the Vygar cage, popping cleanse to get out, and that's where things will end there. Oh, maybe not. Jin finding Vygar, landing the deadly flourish, pushing a little forward, managing to pick up Vygar with the bouncing grenade. I'm sorry, bouncing grenade and his auto attack. Jin ult goes down, and no American sniper this time.
So just another thing with this Smite TP choice by Doki. I mean, look, in these instances, his team's ahead. He's really not using that TP for anything. It's not like he's playing these junglers that can split push really well. I think it's more so just like an early game kind of thing to keep his team from dying from premature dies, but I'm not too sure. Lee may go for the steal, as he does get it.
Oh, the dragon! Unfortunately, he does die for it. But
Doki just doesn't even smite that dragon. He just gets out smited.
Yeah, but
Give that
puts
guy
the
a, I
Equinox
forgot what
on
color it
full
is, but
point.
my boy Yama got a dragon steal too.
And that Pike falls for a little reason there. But now
So,
we
I mean,
have...
taking Air Drake away from this team is not that, not the worst thing, but I mean, it's Air Soul, so not too big of a thing on the side of Glacial Equinox.
Yes, but individually, I would say that the Cloud Drake has some of the strongest, one dragon stats that you could get, being the 10% cooldown reduction on your ultimate. Yeah, being able to spam more ultimates per game is generally what you would like to see. But
Yeah. So RAWR just right now just wants to still keep the kind of high tempo here. I would like to see them group a little bit more right now and just look to siege while this Vladimir is still kind of far behind compared to the Alawi, closing on about like 65 CS right now, so the lead's growing a little bit.
Alawi finds herself caught between Varus and Vigar. However, Alawi
Kills
just
the
has...
bodyguard, just saying, do not come to my lane. Both games is Alawi just single-handedly kind of being just so disruptive.
Yep. Breaking news. The biggest upset, I would have to say. Hang on, the Lee Sin insecting.
The good old insect. I like to see that. Good mechanics.
Anyway, back to the breaking news. Unknown versus Syndicate T2. Unknown 2-0 in favor. Took that victory.
Damn, so both the power ranking teams right here going down. As Talon does pick up the kill on the Jin, picking up pretty good bounty there. I think it was 500 gold? Or 9? I think it's 500 gold.
300 gold per kill plus the additional 500. I believe that might be 800 gold total, but I'm not entirely
Yeah, I think
sure.
you're right. I think I saw more than 500.
But we're seeing Glacial Equinox slowly close that gold gap. Instead of 7k, now we're down to about 6k. All these kills seem to be on this Lee Sin, though. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Are they going to fall to the split push might of RAWR's team comp?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would like to see RAWR just group here because really, realistically, Talon and Lee Sin right now are looking to pick off the sideline. Obviously, they're not going to be able to pick off this Alawi, so they're going to be looking for anybody straggling on the top lane here, catching the waves, or maybe the Jin or Syndra caught isolated. But really, you just go to the opposite map of the Alawi right here, and then hopefully Alawi can just get the tower as he pleases, because nobody can really match him. As Lee Sin goes in here on the pike again, no insect. Talon getting caught here by Syndra, full combo going out here.
I liked how the Zac jumped to the other side of the wall, keep the Talon from parkouring over. Lee Sin found the pike yet again, but pike dashes out.
Smart. Alawi TPing here. Maybe they're looking for the dragon, Baron here. Excuse me. Alawi's going to be behind this Varus as he just ults the clone.
Lee Sin kick, stopping
Good
that.
Lee Sin kick to stop the Alawi Q from killing Varus, but Varus is still slow there.
And Vlad
going out, doing some good damage here. Vlad's full HP. I don't think they have any Grievous wounds here right now to kill him.
Nope, but the Zac passive is popped, trapping him inside with the Vigar wall. And Lee Sin still finding his way on.
Big team fight here for Glacial Equinox. Quadra kill going out for the Vladimir there. Very good pickup from him. And they have their slow coming up within the next minute and a half here.
And with that, also the gold lead we were talking about earlier has now dwindled down to nothing more than just about 2k gold. Glacial Equinox turned that has turned this game up on its head.
Yeah, so Vigar landed a great cage, and then Vlad basically got a 3-man ulti and just shredded everybody else. Not really magic resist built on anybody there, and Vlad's going to be probably picking up a significant item right now, too, with those 4 kills. As Dragon's coming up, so looks like RAWR's going to be rushing for this Dragon, trying to take it away from Glacial Equinox for their soul. As a Leandrius gets brought up by the Vlad here, so... No glacial, no grievous wounds picked up here by RAWR, except the executioner calling on Alawi.
I would argue though that isn't. Well, it would be for laning phase. The
Levis
Sonic
in the
Wave
queue,
doesn't.
so no steal for him, but I think it's okay giving away this air Drake. I think you're scaling now. You got the Vlad, even though he's down 70 CS, he's got the kill advantage right now. And he's able to do so much damage on their backline, as long as he kind of positions correctly.
Now, looks like Glacial Equinox is looking to try and ARAM it out. The Spooky Ghosts go out, find its way onto the pike. The Chains of Corruption come down from...
He likes to just walk into the wall just to get himself stunned again, instead of just waiting for potentially the wall to dissipate, but... That's why Vargar is such an elusive champion. Just like any form of CC, you just put the cage on top of them, and they're basically trapped inside that cage for the duration. And this is again where I don't like the Smite TP, because really what is Zach going to be doing his TP for? He's not going to be split pushing, he's not going to be flanking with home card boats here.
Going over the builds really quick. Talon has a completed Duskblade of Drakthar, sitting on a Hex Drinker. Looks to be building a Yomu's Ghostblade. Lee Sin has the completed Warrior enchantment at Tiamat and just finished his Black Cleaver. Oh, and looks to be building Asterix. Vladimir has a Leandri's Torment, a Zanya's Hourglass, and a GLP. Or a Protobelt, my bad. No tier 2 boots in sight just yet. Varus has a Umbral Glaive and a Yomu's Ghostblade with the Swifty boots. Vygar has typical Glacial enchantment Vygar build. Otherwise, on the side of RAWR, the Grievous Wounds we're seeing is on Zac and Alawi. The Syndra, however, has the GLP, giving them the hose. And we see a fight starting to break out over here on Dragon. However, Talon flashes forward, followed by the ult, and Alawi looks to fall.
Managed to catch out this Alawi in the side lane with the power of Varus and Vladimir. That's huge for Glacial Equinox right now. I would look to pressure Baron right now.
I'd have to agree with that. Oh, Lee Sin landing Q, following it through. However, Pyke just ease away and is met with the rest of his
soloing
team.
Baron right now, taking away all his HP, but I still think you, I mean, 20 seconds left on this Alawi recall, but Vygar completed both his Glacial Augment items here, so...
But Zac turning that fight.
Big
going
E!
back into the team. Looks like the Vladimir has fallen, which means that
Just
RAWR
a
has
rough
Here's No
engage
Man.
there. Talon in the backline here got 3 members so low, doesn't get any of them. Vlad dying without using his ultimate too, so I mean, just really
TP
poor
from
engagement
Alawi,
by the side of Glacial Equinox.
trying to chase after the Vygar. However, Lee Sin is found by the remnants of RAWR, and that, I believe, is going to be a turn onto Baron.
Yeah.
It was not the fight that Glacial Equinox was looking for.
Yeah. So they don't take this the fastest, but I mean, they really basically had this for free, because it's only Varus and Vygar alive right now.
Their
Vlad
biggest
does have
threat-
TP in 4 seconds.
Breathe in, nature.
their
See a
biggest
ward
threat
in the
being
backup Baron
Vlad.
pit. Looks like Pyke's going out zoning. It looks like they just get this for free.
Nope. Pyke manages to fall to the Dark Harvest Varus Q.
Sniper, American Sniper, right?
American Sniper Varus, but that is only 1 member out of 5 on the side of RAWR that is not going to have this Baron buff.
So
Man.
this Vlad is going for Spectre's Spirit Visage. So once he gets that item,
Well, the VAR is chasing down the Jhin, but manages to find, or Zac manages to find his way there in time. That's going to lead
greedy.
to Varus falling. Yep, if I was on the side of RAWR, it's just a simple 4-1 split. Put 4 people mid, put Alawi in the side lane. In the meantime, on the side of Glacial Equinox, you're going to have that Vlad match the Alawi.
Here comes the Zach TP bot lane. Finally uses it probably after 15 minutes of gameplay.
Yep, that dragon's almost up.
Lee and Vygar isolated here, but mid lane at the blue buff.
The biggest Syndra stun of the game right there, ladies and gentlemen. That will take down both Vygar and Lee Sin. That leaves the dragon open for Glacial or not Glacial Equinox, that leaves the dragon open for RAWR, my apologies.
Blue team's turret has been
And I think with that, RAWR has taken the steering wheel for this game and are going to probably run it down soon.
Quirky, you have the Olympian and Gladiator League overlay on, so dogs are like, I'm glad I can tell what league this is on the scoreboard overlay. Sorry, this is the Gladiator League, mumbo jumbo right there, playing the media director. I just noticed that, I wasn't even looking at that. Zach is huge, jumping in here, basically does whatever he wants as he pleases.
Yep, he's finding the Vladimir, lands the Q and the second half of Q, but Syndra stuns the Vigar. Jin's ult comes down, picks up the Vigar, misses the rest of the shots. Zach looking to re-engage,
Just heals his
lands
HP with
his
the
E.
Warmogs, re-engages, and looks like a clean ace here.
What a flash kick back into the RAR team, but that's not enough.
Baron buff, they're going to be looking to end this game.
Yep, the split from the side of RAR. The Q lands. Oh, we see the dash, the W dash into following through on the Q, but it's not enough. Talon tries to turn onto Jin for some reason. I guess he couldn't reach the Syndra, and that is going to be the end of Glacial Equinox versus RAR. RAR takes the series 2-0.
So, I mean, we have an interesting MVP voting here. We both agreed game 1, the Lowy was MVP, but this game, I mean, so much Jin, Syndra, both played very well.
See, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say overall for this series, it would have to be the Pike, in my opinion. The Winter 07, my vote for MVP right there. The Pike pick served its purpose in both games, and arguably that execute on his ult is what made these team fights a lot harder for Glacial Equinox.
I'm good for bringing the top end support in, because the Lowy did hold the CS League the entire game, really shoving into the Vlad, preventing him from scaling well. And then, even though Syndra and Jin really popped off this game, I think being able to control that Vlad top lane and draw so much pressure really kind of helped his team overall. But yeah, the pick rooms were on point, and this game, especially, all his Qs were just insane.
Well, if we were had agree on one person, I guess we would go with Feathers. And for the top lane of RAR, Ilaoi putting in work, keeping a CS advantage, and being the heart and soul of the split push that RAR had going on. Let's see. Quirky, I have to disagree with you.
I'm going to disagree with that as well. Where? Oh. WTF, I was MVP.
No, I'll have to agree. I have to.
I'll
agree
have to
with you
pop
here.
into their channel right now, and I'll drag the MVP if he wants to come.
Yep. Ask Feathers and Fur, see what he's up to. Let's see. He's deafened and muted down there. Yeah, it's been an interesting week here over at Titan Esports for the Gladiator split. A lot of upsets, a lot of things are going to change in the power rankings. It's going to be a wonderful time. And Doki adamantly disagrees. And that's okay.
Alright, I'm gonna bring the top end support here. They're both
Well,
pretty cool.
Fair enough. Just
How do I do this?
just click their names and drag. It would.
I don't see Shotcast. Yeah,
Nope,
and
there's
Winter.
one.
Winter.
It was Winter 07.
Winter 07, yes.
All
Alright,
right.
so we are joined by RAWR's top laner, Feathers and Fur, and Winter 07, the support. So both of them playing the same champion, Alawi and Pike, respectively. First, I would like to focus the questions on Feathers and Fur. Is Alawi your main pick here? What made you pick Alawi here? Blind pick.
Well, looking at how I do play a fair bit of Alawi, it usually is something that at some points we will craft a strategy around, depending on if it's left up. And it was left up both games, and so thus we just started cutting out some of those various counters, like Set and Mordekaiser in the second phase in both games. Usually I prefer my tank life, but again, if there's going to be kind of disrespect shown, then we sometimes do default into the allowing. So.
Yep, fair
Yeah, like I
enough.
said on stream, Alawi's one of those champions that's very annoying to deal with in lane, but then kind of maybe falls off in the team fight aspect. But I mean, you definitely kind of controlled laning phase, and then just the split push game of her strengths and weaknesses there. And you're really part of the team in a lot of numerous team fights, so well played with that.
But I mean, I also have to give credit to Venom in game 2. I mean, 6-2-2 on Vladimir, they had a hell of a game 2. So let me taking nothing away from Venom in game 2. Did exactly what you have to do on Vladimir.
Fair enough. You guys coming into this game, were there any thoughts about Glacial Equinox or any prep that you guys had to have in order?
Glacial's a team that is very, very effective with a lot of flex pick, and you can never properly ban them out. And that is that's a testament to them as a team. You can only kind of try to confine or target a couple of people. Most of their people are going to get their primary picks. And you kind of saw that in game 1 with their Ashe, Zyra, again, Zeke and Mama. Those are 2 really, really high prio picks for them. And our bans, once more, we kind of left that up in game 1. So Glacial's a good team. We know we can only take so many weapons away from them. They're going to get good picks, and they're going to be capable on those champions.
All right. So before I kind of direct the overall league state right now, I'd like to direct the question to Winner. Pike,
Yeah.
is that kind of like a comfort pick for you, or what was the plan around that?
Pike would have been, the comfort pick. We use it normally in kill lanes to I needed to get my ADC ahead so I could roam all game, basically.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that you were definitely more active as a support in lane and overall just roaming, and especially that game too. You're landing some nutty hooks, so props to you on that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
were definitely landing so many good hooks there.
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
In terms of the standings, it looks like Die by the Thighs, Cancer and Friends, and now you guys are the only teams that are 2-0. Are either of those teams worrying to you guys, or what's the most most fearful team you guys have right now?
Again, we've been fortunate enough to be 4-0 thus far. Again, Cancer and Friends being an admin team in the other division. Obviously, we're aware of them, but we can only be so aware of them when we're not going to, face them in any meaningful games until well later in the season. So, so obviously you keep an eye out on those things, but you're not spending that extra 10, 15 minutes maybe looking or analyzing stuff with a team. But give credit to Cancer and Friends, and also because again, my boy wanted to have the shout out. Even though he can't be here right now, I want to give a shout out to Casino with that solid mid play. I think he was something special today. So also.
Yeah, we definitely had to commend him on his center play there. He definitely played that very well into the Talon. That was a questionable pick overall by us, but team count wise, I think you guys definitely drafted a lot better than at Glacial Equinox that game 2 there.
Yep, and I guess with that we will be.
Wait, I got one more question.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, for both of you guys, do you guys think Doki FTW is trolling with this Smite teleport rune? Who is allowing this man to do this?
Doki is a man does as he wishes and as he pleases. You can't tame Doki. You can only hope to control him. And same thing goes in regards to some of those initiates. So you cannot contain Doki all that much. He's gonna do what he's going to do. He dropped some pretty interesting potential jungle picks that we had to push him away from. I'm not going to say what those were, but rest assured that we were pushing him towards Zac and Amumu, and there were some unorthodox things he was mentioning that we had to push him off of, and Winter can definitely vouch for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was
Seems like next week you guys are going to be against Syndicate Tier 2, who lost 2-0 this week. So, I mean, I think they were ranked number 1 in both power rankings for are people who are kind of doing the power rankings for Gladiator League. So, what do you guys are looking forward to in that match? Last question here.
Winter, if you've got anything.
Hey, winner, speak up here.
I mean, I'm interested in the bot lane because I've seen their bot lane. They look like they can do something. I haven't really seen them this game. Well, today's games, obviously. But I'm down to watch the highlights and see what I can do to get an edge on them.
And again, in the case of Syndicate, they're a team that was ranked highly for good reason. Every team at this level is going to have the occasional bad week. So I fully expect next week to be a pretty intense matchup between the two teams. But so yeah.
I lied. That wasn't my last question. What's up with this daycare in the logo?
Because in general, we're a bunch of babies when we lose. For one, no. And once more, keeping tabs on Doki, whether that's in staff help or general or anywhere in Titan Esports, it requires a certain level of babysitting. So, it's easy and it's plain to see. So that's that. But again, RAWR's got some in-houses here, so we're gonna have to go somewhat soon.
All right, we won't hold you up too long. Kappa, any final words?
Nothing more than thank you for joining us here at Titan Esports. Stay healthy, stay safe out there, everybody, and have a wonderful night.
Bye-bye.